Welcome to the fifth quarter. I'm Kyla Javier. In week 1 of Garden Grove football, the Rancho Alamitos Vaqueros take on the Saddleback Roadrunners. Last year, the Vaqueros lost to the Roadrunners in their season opener, and with both teams having almost the same amount of returning starters, this game should be interesting. Vaquero fans, young and old, come out to show love and support for their team. Rancho came out strong in the first quarter here on the second play of the game when quarterback Lincoln Failtoy passes to running back Brett Hurley for a 45-yard touchdown. A try at a 2-point conversion and no good. Score 6-0, Vaqueros. Rancho added another score after trading possessions. Saddleback has the ball, and a pass by quarterback Ricardo Roses is picked off by Rancho's linebacker Oscar Gomez. 3rd and 10, Failtoy scrambles and runs into the end zone for another Vaquero touchdown. Rancho ended the quarter with a score of 26-0. Rancho starts off strong yet again in the second quarter when linebacker Gary Lemus recovers a fumble at the 37-yard line. A handoff to Falani Fiasu results in another touchdown, and the score is 32-0 Vaqueros. Closing out the half, number 33 junior Keanu Duquette runs 50 yards in 3 plays for a score, leaving Rancho up at 46-0. The Vaqueros came back in the second half, giving a chance for their reserves to get some experience. Saddleback took advantage and ran a 5-yard touchdown. Roadrunners hope for a 2-point conversion but are shut down, putting the score at 46-6 Rancho, and that would be your final. Now let's head across town where the Santiago Cavaliers are taking on the Costa Mesa Mustangs. Santiago fans have plenty of enthusiasm going into the season opener for a young Cavalier team. With only one returning starter, the Cavs have sophomores in some key positions, including quarterback Richard Sagastumi, seen here getting patched up.
Think he can take a snap with that?
Of course he can. Did we need to ask? First quarter, the Cavaliers were able to gain some yardage against a much more experienced Costa Mesa team. Cavs pay a price for their first game jitters on this play when the Mustangs' Jordan Walden picks off a Sagastumi pass. Costa Mesa capitalizes with a 67-yard touchdown run by Mario Smith on the Mustangs' first offensive play of the game. They lead 7-0 after the extra point. Coach Brandon Croft is on the job like many on his team. This is his first game as a Cavalier. A Santiago turnover on the next possession gives the Mustangs the ball just inside the 10-yard line. They score on a pass from Nathan Alvis to Jordan Walden, and the Mustangs have 2 touchdowns on 2 possessions. Second quarter. Alvis again connects with Jordan, who makes some moves before heading down the sidelines. He's knocked out of bounds but scores on the next play, 21-0. Things just get worse for the Cavs when the Mustangs intercept once again. This time, Alvis hands off to Mario Smith for another big gain. Refs call a late hit penalty on the Cavs, making it even easier for Costa Mesa to score, and it's 28-0 at the half. Watch Sagastumi move on this play. The sophomore quarterback had Santiago's only score with 5 minutes remaining in the game. The Mustangs go on to win it 42-7. Here's Christian Hartnett with the highlights from Friday night's game.
Thank you, Kyla. The Argonauts open up the 2011 season here at Westminster High School playing against the Lions, fresh off of last year's CIF championship. But the real story of the game is going to be how the Argonauts respond to losing some key players from last year's championship team. After a scoreless first quarter, Westminster makes some noise with this long pass completion by quarterback Dominic Pendergrass to wide receiver Alex Duarte, bringing the ball inside the 30. A few plays later, Pendergrass fakes the handoff and takes off to the left side, running past Argo defenders and lunging to the corner of the end zone to get the touchdown. The extra point is good, and the Lions lead it 7-0 with about 6 minutes left in the first half. Sophomore quarterback Angel Martinez had his share of early struggles, including throwing this interception after his pass was initially deflected. But the Argonaut defense picked up the slack with hard-nosed play. Marco Soria sacks Pendergrass to put the Lions deep in their own territory. At the end of the first half, Westminster 7, Garden Grove 0. The third quarter got interesting when Garden Grove blocked a Westminster punt and ended up forcing a fumble on the same play. That put the Argos in great field position with first down. With the Argos slowly moving towards the end zone, Martinez finds wide receiver Tyran Anderson to complete the pass. Anderson avoids the defenders and puts the Argos on the board for the first time. The extra point is good and the score is tied up at 7. On the 47-yard line, Pendergrass connects with Andrew Nguyen, who motors upfield before being brought down on the 2-yard line with just over 6 minutes left to play. But the Argos defense came through once again when Marco Soria strips the ball from Preston Potts on the very next play. Garden Grove recovers to keep the game tied up with the ball in their hands. After the two teams traded turnovers, the Argos had possession and made a push after CJ Del Real goes upfield with a 25-yard run. A couple plays later, Martinez hands off to running back Alejandro Perez, who scores with the 24-yard run with over 2 minutes left on the clock. 14-7 Garden Grove. The Argos held the Lions scoreless on their next drive to claim their first victory of 2011 amongst chants of 45 to honor the fallen Argo Kevin Tellis, who died 2 years ago playing against Westminster. The touchdown run by Perez proved to be the game winner, and he spoke about the impact that number 45 still has on the team today.
KT, he's our 12th guy on the field, and he's the one that kept us going.
You call it as I flip the coin.
The Los Amigos Lobos are fresh from a Week 0 victory over Claremont. On Friday, the Lobos hosted the Godinez Grizzlies at Garden Grove High School. First quarter, Los Amigos miscues and a good defense put the ball in Godinez hands. After gaining a first down, the Grizzlies spring loose David Rivera for a touchdown, and the Lobos find themselves behind 7-0. Second quarter, here's a glimpse of the Lobos we saw last week. Quarterback Danny Hernandez scrambles and finds Anthony Magana wide open for the score. Game is tied at 7. The Lobos mascot makes an entrance just as the quarter gets underway. At least he didn't miss this. With 5 minutes left in the half, Hernandez hands off to Jerry Saldivar for the touchdown. Los Amigos leads 14-7. Offensive coordinator Roger Takahashi talks strategy with Danny Hernandez on the sidelines. On the field, Godinez takes charge. Quarterback Raul Rodriguez puts the ball right in the outstretched hands of wide receiver Brian Hernandez. He's just shy of a touchdown. That happens when David Rivera squeezes through the Lobos defense for the score. A failed kick puts the halftime score at 14-13 Los Amigos. They go on to win it 24-21. Now we go to our fifth series of highlights. From Bolsa Grande High School, the La Quinta Aztecs are hosting the Buena Coyotes. Second quarter, the Coyotes lead 28-0. Quarterback James Christie drops the ball right into Cameron Taylor's hands. He stays on his feet for the score. It's 35-0 Buena Park. Taylor scores just a few minutes later on a 68-yard punt return, giving the Coyotes an insurmountable 42-0 lead. La Quinta's marching band dazzled the crowd during the halftime show. The Aztecs have one of the best marching units in the Garden Grove Unified School District. Third quarter, here's a look at what La Quinta can do. Quarterback Don Tran hands off to Vin Ha in a perfectly executed running play. The Buena Park defense holds and the Aztecs are not able to score. La Quinta suffers a tough loss, 62-0. The Matador mascot was back in action as Bolsa Grande kicked off their 2011 season with an afternoon matchup against the Estancia Eagles. The Matadors entered the second quarter down 7-0 until Eagle quarterback Brad Wilson extended the lead with a long 30-yard touchdown pass to wide receiver Ben Beck, 14-0 Estancia. A few minutes later in the game, Wilson and Beck once again hook up for the passing touchdown, 21-0. With Estancia leading 28-0, Bolsa Grande's defense stepped up with 4th down and 8 to go and forced the turnover on downs as they bring down Wilson up the middle. Quarterback Jake Flores rolls to his left and completes the pass to achieve the first down with the first half coming to a close. But the damage was already done. Final score, Eagles 56, Matadors 0. For Kyla Javier, I'm Christian Hartnett for the fifth quarter.